What if I told you that the same company that made movies for your whole family deliberately made some of them something your kids probably shouldn't watch?
I remember telling one of the studio execs, I said, you guys are people are gonna go nuts over this. And he was like, I know, right? And I was like, no, not in a good way.
And then put them all in the same universe anyway. That's Marvel. And for years, nobody really talked about how weird that actually is. In 2015, Daredevil arrived on Netflix, and this wasn't the Daredevil you remembered from the 2003 movie. This was bone-crunching, blood-splattering, Catholic, guilt-soaked television, TVMA rated, the kind of show where a hallway fight scene left you genuinely disturbed. Jessica Jones followed, raw trauma, psychological horror, graphic content that had never existed anywhere near the Avengers before. And then, in 2016, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, fourth wall-breaking, endlessly vulgar, genuinely hilarious, a superhero who dismembers people, then looks directly at the camera and asks if you're still enjoying the movie.
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
This wasn't a handful of edgy one-offs. Marvel was making a deliberate choice. They were expanding what their universe could be, and depending on who you ask, that was either a stroke of genius or the moment everything got complicated. Nobody's arguing these stories shouldn't exist. The question has never been, should adult superhero stories be made? The question is, should they all live inside the same house? Because here's what the MCU was always built on. One massive, interlocking story. Every character exists in the same world. Every film references another.
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet. Who the hell are you? Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Every trailer drops a hint about something 3 movies away. The post-credits scene isn't a bonus. It's required viewing. Kids love that. They've always loved that. It's the same reason comic readers have chased this universe for decades. The thrill of everything fitting together. But when that interconnected universe suddenly includes a mercenary who dismembers people for laughs, things get awkward. Marvel essentially built one giant playground, then quietly roped off certain slides. But they kept advertising the whole park, and this is where it gets genuinely tricky. In 2015 and 2016, Marvel and their parent company Disney started selling merchandise for these adult characters, action figures.
Come shop with me at my favorite Disney store.
Oh, wow, Guardians of the Galaxy, pop characters, this is Rocket.
Look at my girl.
Captain Marvel, flying.
The Punisher, and Jessica Jones sitting right there on Target shelves next to Spider-Man and Captain America. Let me read you a quote from Marvel's Senior Vice President of Licensing at the time. He said, "Our goal is to open our deep vault of characters and explore all opportunities to drive incremental revenue." Translate that from corporate speak. We want to sell Deadpool to your children without actually putting Deadpool on Disney Channel. And that put parents in a genuinely impossible spot. Some caved, let their kids watch things they knew weren't appropriate because the alternative was their kid being the only one who hadn't seen it. Some held the line and watched their kids go find it on YouTube anyway. Some held firm and just watched their children feel completely excluded from the pop culture conversation every single one of their friends was having. That's not a small thing. That's a real tension, and Marvel built it. Here's what makes it worse. Once someone is aware of the concept of a universe, it becomes almost impossible to treat individual elements as separate, discrete things. This leads to 3 outcomes, and none of them are good. First, parents give in against their better judgment. Second, kids seek out the taboo content on their own, which in the internet age is laughably easy. Third, parents hold the line, and their kids feel cheated and confused, asking why Captain America is okay but not Daredevil if they're both Marvel heroes. And that's a reasonable question from a child, because from a brand perspective, Marvel has spent 15 years training us to think that everything connects, that you can't skip anything, that the story isn't complete unless you've seen it all. So telling a 10-year-old to skip Deadpool isn't just saying no to a movie, it's saying you don't get to fully understand this world you love. Now, fast forward to today. Deadpool and Wolverine brought the Merc with a mouth fully and officially into the main MCU. Still R-rated, still gory, still completely unhinged. finished, and it made an enormous amount of money at a moment when Marvel really needed a win. Daredevil, Born Again is pushing limits on Disney+. The old Netflix shows are now officially folded into the MCU timeline. The mature content isn't a side project anymore. Disney Plus has introduced parental controls. You can set content ratings per profile. You can turn on junior mode. You can require a PIN to access adult profiles. In theory, problem solved. But here's the reality check. As of late 2025, Disney Plus still doesn't let you block individual shows. You can only filter by age rating, so you can't say, my kid can watch the Avengers but not Deadpool. If they're on a profile rated PG-13, everything rated R is hidden, including R-rated content they might actually be mature enough for. Marvel Comics is facing the same problem. Their editor confirmed in 2025 that they won't put mature red band comics on their digital app Marvel Unlimited because, and I'm quoting, there doesn't seem to be any easy way to keep them out of the hands of younger readers. So, did the gamble pay off? In business terms? Yes, clearly. R-rated entries expanded the audience. Deadpool proved that superhero films don't have to play it safe to print money. The mature storytelling on Netflix consistently delivered stronger character work and more thematic depth than the safer blockbusters. But the original tension, it's still there. The MCU is no longer a single universe with consistent guardrails. It's a multiverse of tones. Some entries are for everyone. Some are absolutely not. And they're all sold under the same logo, the same brand, the same marketing machine that puts Spider-Man on a lunchbox. The superhero genre grew up. That's not inherently a bad thing. We got richer stories, more complex characters, and genuine artistic ambition because of it. But when your brand was built on being the entertainment that parents and kids could genuinely share, introducing extreme content into that same sandbox creates a friction point that no amount of ratings labels fully fixes. The question was never whether we should have mature superhero stories. The question was whether they all needed to live at the same address. Marvel still hasn't given us a clean answer to that, and until they do, families are going to keep facing the same impossible choices they faced back in 2016. What do you think though? Has the shift toward more adult content made the MCU richer, or did it break something that used to be beautifully simple? Let me know in the comments.